Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, and today we're getting some more Master Premier Cup Go Battle League battles. Alright, I got a set of my own battles for you guys because I've officially declared this my second go-to team for Master Premier Cup Go Battle League battles. So, the first team was the one you saw me have success with last season. That consisted of Garchomp, Snorlax, and Metagross. This new team I actually featured in a video a couple videos ago, and this team is consisting of Magnezone, Gyarados, and Togekiss. And this team, yes, I know at first sight it has a weakness to Magnezone. I see it, I promise. But it covers the rest of the meta so well, and I can't wait to show you the solid 5-0 set I was able to put together with this team, and it banks heavy on the fact that this meta is so focused around Togekiss leads. Everybody and their mothers just want to lead Togekiss this season, and I'm not the person that's going to tell you to stop. By all means, keep bringing them. This team will continue to have success because of it. So, come watch these sets. Let me know if it changes your minds. I know the obvious weakness. If you can come up with other ones, please let me know. Let's get into these battles. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, awesome. Let's check out the set. So, the reason why I love this team so much is because of the fact that Magnezone wins a lot of leads. Dragonite kind of being one of them. Dragonite 1 is an iffy one to play out. What I like to do here is I like to build up to 2 wild charges, and whenever a Dragonite throws, it typically ends up being a Dragon Claw. This Dragonite threw way too early, so I knew for a fact this was definitely a Dragon Claw, and I didn't mind tanking that first one. Magnezone, very glassy, but again, has such a good attack stat that it outweighs its glassiness because it can output so much damage, on top of the fact that wild charge just hits so hard. So that first wild charge went unshielded, so what I decided to do was, let's go for the mirror shot. If they shield this, awesome. If they don't shield it, then they're in farm range. They decide not to shield, I get another spark through. Won the no shields, and yes, my defense is down, but you know what? Magnezone's a bunch of health, and apparently their Magnezone counter was a Gyarados. So I'm going to go for a wild charge here, got their shield, and now they can go and waterfall me down. I have a Togekiss, and I'm assuming their third Pokemon is not going to be any type of dragon. It isn't. They swap it to a Metagross. Gyarados counters that perfectly. So this team really banks heavy on the fact that it has 2 counters for literally all the other Metamons, again, outside of Magnezone. Gyarados, Waterfall, and Aqua Tail can beat up on Togekiss. Magnezone obviously counters Togekiss. Togekiss itself, that's the mirror. Against Metagrosses, Gyarados beats it. Magnezone can beat Metagrosses. And then against Dragonites, Magnezone can beat Dragonites. Togekiss can beat Dragonites. So you're kind of seeing a pattern here. Those are some of the main Metamons you've been seeing in Go Battle League. And then Gyarados is another popular one, especially this season. Magnezone beats it, and Togekiss beats it, and then of course I got the mirror. So if you can avoid Magnezones, this team has a lot of success. It has good answers for Rhyperior, whether they're running Smackdown or Mudslap. And now they're down to their Gyarados here. They're going to throw a charge move. I have a shield. I decided to be nice. I didn't want one shield flex on them. I might as well shield this Aqua Tail coming through, and then I can commit to a Charm Down or just go for this Ancient Power. But they decided they wanted to continue this match as long as humanly possible. So they go for another Aqua Tail. Not going to take out my Gyarados. Go for this Ancient Power, and I'm able to win this first match very comfortably. Now again, it all depends on playing out that Dragonite lead properly, but you saw what I like to do there, and I highly recommend it. Alright, so already off to a 1-0 start in the set, and we're going to get into the second match here. We got a Magnezone on a Togekiss lead. We take those. Keep bringing it. I love seeing it. My old team with the Garchomp lead did not love seeing it, but that team is still a good team. This current meta just loves leading Togekiss right now. So I'm going to let this meta adapt, and I'll get back to that team later. For now, this team gets the job done more than plenty. They swap in a Gyarados to counter my Magnezone. So I'm like, alright, I'm going to leave in my Magnezone here. I got a shield with the first mirror shot, going for another one here. Got their second shield. This situation can't get any better than this. They're going to throw a charge move. I decide to respect the fact that it can put me in the red. Ends up being a crunch. Wouldn't have taken me out, but I'd rather my Magnezone have a bunch of health, and I just completely overfarm and get super duper greedy against this Gyarados. I got way greedier than I should have, to be completely honest with you, but I'm able to spark it down, and still have shield advantage, and have a bunch of energy. And then they bring in their actual counter for Swampert. So I guess their logic was, don't swap in their actual counter for Magnezone because their other two Pokemon are just so weak to it. So that if they swapped in Swampert, I would have immediately went into Gyarados to handle the Swampert. So I'm assuming that was their logic, and maybe they were hoping to force a mistake by bringing in Gyarados against my Magnezone. But either way, this is going to line up fine. I brought in Gyarados for the Swampert even though they could switch because of the fact that I have a Togekiss that'll be able to deal with the Swampert. And my Gyarados handled the Togekiss because Waterfall and Aqua Tail can put in really good damage against opposing Togekisses. Their Swampert comes back in. I'm just going to Aqua Tail and Waterfall as much as possible. This Swampert's going to have a hard time here because a Hydro Cannon is not going to take out my Gyarados from this health. This will put me in the red between my next Waterfalls and this Aqua Tail. I should... Oh no, they actually outpace me. They outpace me to the next charge move. Totally fine. They could take out my Gyarados. I got a full health Togekiss in the back, and I have a Magnezone with all that energy that I saved up from earlier. So I'm like, you know what? Let's use that energy. Because apparently, you know, Magnezone's a Swampert counter confirmed. Not quite. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But with all that energy, it worked itself out nicely. Took the second match because of that beautiful Togekiss lead. Alright, getting into the third match of the set. And would you look at that? Another Togekiss lead. We take those. My opponent decided they want to get one Charm in, they save swap in Snorlax, and this is where I had to figure out how to work this team properly. I throw the Wild Charge here because Gyarados needs a little bit of help against the Snorlax, and typically people that are running Togekiss leads with the Snorlax safe swap have a dragon in the back. So I can't go into Togekiss to counter the Snorlax because Gyarados then struggles against the dragon. So the goal here was to throw the Wild Charge. They actually didn't shield it. A lot of people will shield it, and when they do, then my Gyarados just goes for the Outrage and I still keep switch advantage. And I just keep things lined up exactly how they are, and I'm pretty much set for the rest of this match to go out. They decided to charge up to, I guess, what could have been a Skull Bash, but didn't end up throwing it and ended up throwing 2 Body Slams. I tank both of those fine, and I'm going to be able to Waterfall down. The Togekiss can come back in and charm down my Gyarados like it's about to, but I was able to get to another Aqua Tail, which is always nice, and my Magnezone has shield, so it has nothing to worry about from this Togekiss coming in. So they're going to commit to a charm down. I'm going to bring my Magnezone back in, and then they're going to swap into Swampert, not a dragon. A lot of the times when I see this team, I see a Garchomp, but this Swampert against my Togekiss isn't going to work out well for them either, because again, I have shields. So they're going to go for a charge move here. I'm expecting a Sludge Wave because they overfarmed a bunch. Ends up only being a Hydro Cannon. Totally fine on my end. I'm going to go for this Ancient Power. Honestly, this is already GG here. They can get all my shields. It's not going to be enough. But after I throw this Ancient Power and get their shields, I get the boost and they decide that they've had enough of this match. And I can understand why. Maybe stop leading Togekiss. But again, I'll take it. At the end of the day, guys, I'm just trying to help you. I can't choose what you lead, but I can definitely choose how to adapt to it. So we get into this next match, Magnezone on Rhyperior lead, and this Rhyperior is actually running Smackdown, but I immediately swapped, mostly because my Waterfalls will do more damage to their Rhyperior than their super effective Smackdowns will do to my Gyarados. But then they swap into a Dragonite, and something huge happens here. So they're going for the charge move. I didn't like how I started off this match, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to sack Gyarados at this point. They land the Dragon Claw, totally cool with it, but Hail Mary, full of grace. Let the Lord be with this Outrage. And it goes through unshielded, one-shots the Dragonite, flips switch advantage, and essentially allows me to now bring in my Magnezone against this Gyarados. And even though I do have to worry about those Smackdowns on Togekiss, with the amount of energy I'm going to be able to farm up from this Gyarados, and the fact that that Rhyperior is fairly low from the Waterfalls that got through, I'm not too worried about it in the back anymore. So I'm just sparking away. We have 2 shields each, so I just got to be careful. I'm honestly not expecting them to shield anything, so I could have gone straight Wild Charge and then just Mirror Shot the Rhyperior, but I decided I just want to try and keep my defense alive. They swap because I guess they were worried about being farmed down, and now I'm just going to spam some Mirror Shots, and then I think I go into Togekiss, yeah, right now, because of the fact that, again, those Smackdowns hurt, but these Charms hurt those Rhyperior, that Rhyperior, almost as much, enough to even things out, and make sure I take out the Rhyperior. So, Surf goes through, I shield it, Smackdowns are getting me fairly low, but again, able to charm them down. The Gyarados can come in, and my opponent here can keep their 2 shields. I will make sure I use both of my shields, and I will win this match. So that ended up working itself out pretty nicely. They had a nice 2 shield flex that unfortunately did not work out too well for them. So, in case you were wondering, also, getting back to that specific match, me carrying Outrage on Gyarados was a game changer. I carry what seems to be a little bit odd, but becoming a newer norm of a moveset on Gyarados, which is Waterfall, Quick Move, and then Aqua Tail and Outrage as the charge moves. I don't run Crunch because you really don't need it, whereas Outrage can one-shot Dragonites like it did in that last match. You don't need super effective Crunch to deal with the Metagrosses. Waterfall and Aqua Tail do plenty of damage, so the Crunch essentially becomes unnecessary, and Crunch doesn't help you against that Dragonite. You need to either land that Outrage or you're losing that matchup no matter what. So that's the logic behind that moveset. I'm pretty sure, I think I won lead there. Oh, this was the match where I got super greedy. They led Togekiss, brought in Gyarados, and I just got so greedy, and I didn't want to be down 2 shields and no shields, so I let that Aqua Tail come through, and I wanted to commit to a Spark down, and we both simultaneously KO each other. That is what happens when you're getting too excited about a team and you see a very exciting situation that you get extremely greedy with. So now I bring in my Gyarados that's now lined up with their Togekiss, and I'm now super worried that I completely messed up this match and they have a Metagross in the back that's going to line up with my Togekiss. So we both swap. Thankfully, it ends up being a Garchomp. Honestly, that shouldn't have happened the way that it did. I lucked out with them having a Garchomp back there. They could have had a Metagross back there, but I should have played that situation out a lot better. I won that lead. I could have kept in my Magnezone a little bit longer to deal with that Gyarados, but then I should have potentially went into my own Gyarados or into a Togekiss just to keep things lined up properly and not even give them a chance at switch advantage. Because we tied, it then became like a 50-50 shot in lining things up. But again, luckily they didn't have a Metagross, they had a Dragon, so this match is going to work itself out. Through that Ancient Power there, we're just going to charm away at each other. I think my opponent gets to a charge move here, and I commit the shield because unless they get a boost, I should be able to charm them down and not have to worry about the remainder of this match. So, slight misplay on my part, still worked itself out because this team has so much coverage. So, that's a brief synopsis of the current team, my current meta team that I've just been having success with. This is a 5-0 at the upper 2600s. I've been playing around heavy with some Extreme Spice, which knocked my elo. If you follow me on Twitch, I did a set with Darmanitan there. I also just recently did a set with Alakazam there, so again, if you want to see some spicy sets or you want to see the rest of my battles, I'm almost doing them daily on Twitch. Go check out that link in the description of the YouTube video. And I also tried to do a my low tick video for you guys, and then went 0-5, and was like, I don't know if there's any value here, and I don't want to waste your guys' time, so I just completely scrapped it and took that 0-5 to the face. But let me know, for the future, if I have another 0-5 with a Spice Pokemon, if that's something you'd still be cool with seeing, because, if I'm going to tank my elo to give you guys content, I'd like to give you the content and not lose my elo. But again, I was worried it was a waste of time, and I care about you guys the most. So I scrapped it, took the tank on my elo, went to my go-to team, and had a solid 5-0 with it right there. Outside of Magnezone being a weakness to this team, let me know what else you're seeing. It has very clear strengths against a majority, if not the rest, of the Master Premier meta. And let me know what teams you guys have been having success with. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, also, this was only one set. So if you want to see more battles, me using this team, playing out more situations, also let me know that. I'll try and mix it in with other Spice videos because I don't want to give you like the same team over and over again. But it's important to see the same team for more than one set to really get an understanding of specific matchups. So let me know if you want to see that. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.